The truth is, I think a lot of people are just afraid to admit that South Park sucks now.
South Park sucks now. Alright, well, this is gonna be a fun one. South Park just dropped episode 2 of season 28 on Halloween night. I was planning to spend the night drinking an irresponsible amount of Sailor Jerry's, but I guess I'll be chained to my desk for the next 20 hours. A lot of fans were actually excited for this delay, expecting this to be a Halloween special. I mean, South Park has had amazing Halloween specials in the past. Hell on Earth is a personal favorite of mine. Now, unfortunately, this is not a Halloween special. It actually has nothing to do with Halloween other than the day it was released. A little disappointing, but whatever. How was the actual episode? Well, we see South Park going full meta, satirizing the criticism of people who have been saying South Park sucks now. Is the show becoming too political? We'll get into that throughout this video. They also call out the corruption of crypto rug pulls. And by the way, the episode's only been out for like 30 minutes as I'm recording this, and there are already hundreds of new meme coins. Someone literally made a South Park sucks now coin, and people who got in early just paid their rent for the entire year. It's completely ridiculous. We'll break this down too. Yeah, so there's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump right into it. Here is The Woman in the Hat. The episode begins with Randy picking up Stan from school. We learn that the Marsh family hasn't recovered from Tegrity Farms yet and are currently living in a motel. Randy tells Stan that he's been trying to find work, but due to the government shutdown, he can't find a job with USGS. If you forgot, or maybe you're a newer viewer of the show, Randy is actually a geologist and not just a weed farmer. It's been a while since he was in that line of work. So yeah, the government shutdown has now been going on for an entire month. The White House even has a timer to let everyone know how long it's been, which is one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. Democrats have shut down the government. This is on the official White House website, by the way. Stan talks about how embarrassing it is to live out of a motel when Randy lets him know there's actually some good news. They're moving somewhere else. Stan gets excited for a minute thinking they're about to move into a new house, but yeah, they're going to live with Grandpa Marsh at a retirement home.
This is a bunch of bull crap! First you stick me in this place, and then you all come along?
Stan argues that this is inhumane, and Grandpa Marsh agrees with him. This whole scene actually wasn't that funny, I just felt kind of sad. It cuts to the White House where they're doing construction on the Eastern Wing. Just another reference to real life. If you don't watch the news, good for you, your mental health is probably thriving. But yeah, the current administration is doing renovations to the East Wing, mostly to have a bigger area for events and parties. There's apparently some technological and security benefits of this as well, but who knows if what they say is true. Satan was told the renovations were for a nursery so that they can take care of the baby.
Hey, relax, guy! We can just stick the baby in the bathroom or something.
Wow!
Trump gets interrupted mid-conversation by, I assume this is supposed to be Jason Miller. I know Jason Miller worked with Trump a lot in 2016 and, throughout that presidency. I could be wrong about this, but as of right now, I can't find any confirmation on who this is supposed to be. He tells Trump that he's needed urgently for something that's apparently a matter of national security. At the meeting, he's told they have reason to believe someone is trying to stop his new baby from being born. And then we get to see Attorney General Pam Bondi.
Pam, sorry, you got a little shit on your nose there.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, this joke probably speaks for itself, but Pam Bondi is one of Trump's biggest sycophants. She's a blind loyalist, unable to say no. She publicly said at one point the Epstein list was sitting on her desk. Even a lot of right-wing people don't like her at all. You know she's about to get absolutely destroyed this episode. Last but not least, Stephen Miller, a political advisor who serves as Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy in the Trump administration.
That by demolishing the East Wing, we may have unleashed some sort of wrath.
Yeah, this depiction is perfect. Probably the second best of this era, behind JD Vance, of course. Speaking of JD, after this meeting, he calls Peter Thiel, who is hiding out with Cartman in a motel.
I have him heavily sedated. It should last another 6-7 hours.
JD tells him that their original plan has changed because the White House is onto them about trying to kill Satan's baby. In the next scene, Kyle and Kenny go to the retirement home that Stan is living at. Stan is of course embarrassed about living here and asks them not to tell anyone. Kyle is sympathetic to this and tells Stan that everyone is having a hard time right now. Stan replies that the truth is, a lot of people are just afraid to admit that South Park sucks now.
South Park sucks now? Yeah, everyone knows it. South Park sucks now. And it's because of all this political shit.
Well, here it is. This is where we go full meta. This scene with Stan is obviously Matt and Trey being self-aware of the criticism they've faced this year. It's actually been a debate among South Park fans since season 27 started. Is South Park getting too political? The first thing I'll remind people of is that South Park has always been political to some degree, and historically, they've never shown much bias one way or the other. They made fun of Bill Clinton for getting a BJ in the Oval Office. They've taken plenty of shots at George Bush over the years. They called Hillary Clinton a moron and made fun of her before she even ran for president. Those are just the obvious ones. South Park's taken shots at politicians and political ideas from both sides pretty much since day one. The problem is, there's a certain demographic of people who only enjoy the show when they feel like their political beliefs are being justified. You see it all over social media. People on the right saying South Park isn't funny anymore because they're libtards now. Or on the flip side, people on the left saying this is the best season ever just because they're roasting Trump. Instead of crying about politics, what we should all really be crying about is serialization. And yeah, we'll be talking about that later. Stan continues the conversation by saying, remember when we used to do stuff? Just us guys?
Like, Kenny, I haven't even heard you say anything in like 4 months.
What the heck you want to say, dude?
You see, that's what I mean. We don't even know what to say.
This feels like a response to those of us who have been saying that we want South Park to focus on the boys again. Some motivational music plays and Stan confidently says that he knows exactly what to do. He starts an online group with Kyle and Kenny called South Park Sucks Now and urges people to join them.
So please like and subscribe, smash the button, upvote, whatever the hell you need to do.
I feel personally attacked here. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, like and subscribe. Stan wakes up the next day to see that his new online group is getting tons of support. This is a parody of Reddit, but a South Park Sucks Now group would definitely do better on Twitter. The boys are shocked at how much support they got overnight, and Kyle asks Stan what they are going to now do with this new community. Stan says that it's obvious what Phase 2 is.
Introducing the South Park Sucks Now cryptocurrency coin.
He makes a ridiculous crypto ad and says that South Park used to be a great town before all the politics showed up. To fight this, buy his new meme coin. I love how during this ad, Kyle is just realizing how morally bankrupt Stan is being right now. He tells everyone who wants to buy a coin to visit southparksucksnow.com. By the way, I typed this in just out of curiosity and it just takes you to the actual South Park website. Stan finishes off his crypto ad with a disclaimer.
South Park Sucks Now coin is not registered with or regulated by the SEC or any financial authority. Please review all disclosures and consult a licensed financial advisor before engaging in digital asset transactions.
Okay, the whole disclaimer is actually like almost 30 seconds long, so I can't put all that in the video, but it's pretty hilarious. So let's talk about crypto for a minute for the people who don't really understand what it is. Crypto is a form of digital currency that doesn't require a central bank or financial institution to verify transactions. It uses blockchain technology, which securely records and verifies these digital transactions. It started with Bitcoin back in 2009. By 2010, you could buy some for a few cents. Now, in 2025, a singular Bitcoin is worth over $100,000. The rise of Bitcoin led developers to realize they could make similar assets. Some of these had promising technology behind them. The thing is, most people stopped caring about the reason crypto was invented and only saw it as a way to make quick and easy money. It has basically become another casino or a way to feed gambling addiction. Now, pretty much anyone can make their own coin. You see influencers making coins and then dumping them on their fans for profit. I'm not here to tell you that all crypto is bad or that it's fake money or anything like that. I actually own some Bitcoin myself as a speculative investment, but there's risk to it, and you should be aware of that and educate yourself before you jump into it. And yeah, I would never touch meme coins with a 10-foot pole. Hopefully you learned something, maybe you're more confused. Either way, let's get back to the episode. Back at the White House, Trump reveals that ever since they began deconstruction of the East Wing, he started to see something weird. The woman in the hat.
I'm pretty sure that's your wife, sir.
My wife? What does it want?
The fact he calls her it is an underrated joke in this episode. I was wondering for a while if they were going to ever mention his wife. This was a pretty funny way to do it. Pam Bondi suddenly disappears, which spooks Trump, but she was just busy doing her brown nosing. Trump goes to take a shower and we see that Towley is still being abused. Someone better save him before the season ends or I'm going to be depressed. Melania appears in the bathroom, which really freaks out Trump. The security says that all the exterior doors were locked and nobody could have possibly possibly entered his room. In the next scene, Kyle confronts Stan, obviously feeling very guilty about what they're doing with crypto.
What's wrong with trying to make a little money while also pointing out the things wrong with our town?
Kyle asks him if he even has any idea how crypto works, which is a fair question considering most people who get into crypto have no idea how it works. Stan tells Kyle that he hired a really smart crypto advisor from the East Coast.
I'm big!
Oh yeah, we got the return of Kyle's cousin, whose name is also Kyle. He gives some good news to the boys, saying that their coin is doing well and they're set to make a lot of money. He tells them to keep creating FOMO and hype so that more people will jump on the bandwagon. This is actually something that's poisoned the crypto community. People falling into this type of FOMO. They see a Reddit post of a few guys claiming that this meme coin is going to the moon, and then a desperate person goes all in on it, only to lose everything. Kyle tries to remind the boys that this isn't about making money. It's about a movement.
This isn't about a coin, it's about a movement. Yeah, that's some savvy jujitsu right there.
Yeah, jujitsu is the best line in this episode, hands down. Stan says that he needs to make the money as soon as possible, and Cousin Kyle tells him he just has to register an MSB with the federal government. Stan thinks that this sounds complicated, and Cousin Kyle replies,
Oh no, it's gonna be easy. The crypto corruption at the White House is off the chain.
So it seems that South Park is well aware of the recent crypto allegations. If you don't keep up with crypto news, on October 10th, the market saw the largest liquidation wave on record, with 19 billion liquidated in 24 hours. This happened after Trump threatened 100% tariffs on Chinese tech. This caused the market to tank. In crypto, you can also bet on whether the price is going to go up or down. On the day of the crash, there were some sus bets on Bitcoin to go down in price. A lot of people speculated that some of Trump's inner circle knew he was gonna threaten tariffs, and that this was actually a case of insider trading. Someone even profited $200 million on this position. If you want to put your tinfoil hat on, some people even claim that this was Barron Trump, who's already made millions upon millions in crypto, by the way. This has apparently been debunked, as a man named Garrett Jin took credit for this $200 million win, but even if there was no insider trading, you can't deny that the Trump family has profited millions on shameless crypto ventures. So no matter how you slice it, what Cousin Kyle is saying here is true. Back at the White House, a couple of paranormal investigators show up to figure out what's going on with the woman in the hat. They start by taking samples of the crap on Pam Bondi's nose, and they say it appears to be some sort of rectoplasm. The paranormal investigator starts analyzing it, saying it's about 54% Filet-O-Fish and 28% Taco Bell. Trump then admits to eating both of those things earlier. Yep, just two guys pushing 60, still making jokes about fecal matter. I wouldn't have it any other way. The investigator then gives us a plot twist.
And it's 14% its own.
Trump gets angered that he was just exposed for consuming his own, well, you know. And then he has Pam Bondi put these investigators in prison.
The bad people manipulated readings and reports to make fake news.
Meanwhile, the boys are watching the price of their coin go up and getting ready for their rug pull. Kyle is disgusted with this and says he's done with this crypto scam. Stan argues that this is just the world they live in now.
I know it sucks to be living in an old folks' home, Stan, but you can't fix things if you're only thinking about yourself.
In the next scene, we see Cousin Kyle arrive at the White House.
We're trying to f a bunch of people out of their money. Is Don Jr. around?
Miller tells Cousin Kyle that Don Jr. has been waiting for him and then invites him inside. They run into Brendan Carr in the hallway, who still has his arm permanently stuck in that fascist salute. Cousin Kyle meets up with Don Jr. and tells him all about the crypto rug pull. Don Jr. tells him that he loves nothing more than a big crypto dump. Pam Bondi interrupts their meeting and says that everyone needs to go meet in the dining room. Meanwhile, Stan tries to get a hold of Cousin Kyle, but he doesn't answer. The boys are panicking because the price of their coin is starting to drop. Trump's inner circle starts having a seance, which is when people try and make contact with the dead, if you didn't know that. This is led by Pam, and she starts asking the woman in the hat to stop tormenting President Trump.
Holy shit, she's right there!
What is that?
Pam starts tweaking out, implying that she's fully possessed now, and JD suggests that they stop this.
No, I want to hear what it has to say.
Epstein!
No, Nope, you're right. Let's stop this.
She then points her finger at JD, accusing him of corruption. JD defends himself by saying she's just faking being possessed and trying to take his job. Everyone is now freaking out, and Cousin Kyle tries to appease the evil spirit. He starts confessing that they have all been getting filthy rich off of crypto rug pulls.
Crypto's just a giant money laundering scheme for the rich to get richer. Please don't haunt us anymore.
This ends in the saddest way possible. Trump responds by putting Cousin Kyle in jail for exposing everyone's crypto gains. It cuts to the boys with Stan apologizing to Kyle. Stan realizes that there's no going back to the way things used to be in South Park. Kyle assures him that things will eventually get back to normal, even if it's hard to see right now.
And in the meantime, we just have to make the most of where we are.
The episode then ends with the song If I Didn't Care by the Ink Spots. It's copyright, of course, I can't play it, but this is a song about heartbreak and regret. What is Trey Parker trying to say here? Is it him telling us that they're trapped in serialization? Is he responding to the people who say that he sold out and just doesn't care anymore? Or did he just recently rewatch Shawshank Redemption and wanted to use the song? And I'm overthinking it. Either way, this is another episode that just ends in a depressing tone. Overall, I did enjoy the episode. I'm somewhat interested in crypto, but if you watch this with no knowledge of what crypto is, then you probably would have enjoyed it less. The storyline with Cousin Kyle was actually really good, and using meta humor to do self-aware commentary was just really solid as well. I do have some issues with this episode though. It was far from perfect. Cartman and Peter Thiel made zero progress throughout this, and the Butt Baby storyline didn't progress all that much either. I'm almost positive the rest of the season is going to continue to be serialized like this. We have 3 episodes left. Maybe they'll surprise us. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and as always, thanks for watching.